Hello and welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. My name is Leah. I'm the creator behind Thrifty Day. Today's episode is very special because it's a collaboration with Francesca over at Junk Journal Joy for the Junk Journal Joy Challenge of 2023. I am so grateful that Francesca asked me to be a part of this very special collaboration. The theme is Use Your Scraps, and I'm so excited because at the time of filming this, I had just finished my mushroom and butterfly journal collection for Patreon. Probably my most favorite journal collection that I've ever created. Here's a little behind the scenes. They were not complete yet at the time when I began this layout. And I already had a lot of scraps that I'd been saving of fabric and pages and papers and things like that. So I began the layout and I cannot wait to share it with you. If you are interested in joining my Patreon, please check out the description box down below. We would love to have you there. I create collections specific to Patreon. They're exclusive to Patreon, and I do send happy mail to all of my Patreon members every month. If you would like to see other collaborators' videos for this particular challenge hosted by Francesca of Junk Journal Joy, please check out the description box down below. I will have a link to that playlist, and you can get inspired and see other creators that are a part of this really special challenge. So the theme to this journal challenge is to use your scraps. And I love that theme because, like any journaler, I always have a gajillion scraps, and I'm showing you some now. A lot of these were from the journals that I created for my mushroom and butterfly challenge, and some of it were even things that I sent in the ephemera packs. So now I'm just going to use all of these pieces to create a layout here in my journal. I think the beauty of journaling is it is such a wonderful support to mental health wellness. And that's something Francesca believes, and that's definitely something that I believe. I use journaling in my mental health journey. It's been vital to taking care of myself and spending time with myself. It's so purposeful in putting my feelings onto the paper and allowing myself to feel and helping navigate my journey to even understanding sometimes what I'm feeling, because life is very hard. Right now, the world is very, very heavy. And I think using journaling and creativity is such a huge help in the area of mental health wellness. So here are some these are kind of my favorite little pieces. They're just little slivers of cardstock from the pages of some of the journals that I showed you in the beginning of this video. And they're ordinarily teeny tiny pieces that I may not even keep, but I think they're perfect for this layout because it is a layout talking about using your scraps. So it was really fun to be able to put those on there. And I think what's more cute for me anyway is that whenever I open my journal and see those little scraps up in the corner, I'm going to remember creating so many little mushroom and butterfly journals. I'm very, very proud of that collection. So I'm so excited that it's represented here in my journal. And actually, that entire collection, the mushrooms and butterfly collection for Patreon, was very inspired by the journal that I'm working in right now. If you want a tutorial for the journal that I'm working in, I don't think I've showed it, but it is upcycled from an old book. It's a very simple process. There's a lot of steps, I'm not going to lie, but it is very simple, generally speaking. You can find that tutorial here on YouTube. I will link it in the description box down below, and that way you can have your own upcycled old book journal. So be sure to let me know if you enjoy using your scraps in your journaling process. I use them a lot. I have some scraps that I'm not going to lie, I've had for years sitting in my little ephemera box. Sometimes they get used, sometimes they don't. Often I will go through my ephemera bins and boxes and finally get rid of things, but for the most part, I really heavily rely on scraps as backgrounds for my journal layouts. So this was a really fun challenge. It's very nice to be able to have a challenge where you're just enjoying the process. Since my theme is mushroom and butterfly, I didn't have a lot of mushroom scraps. And so I actually decided to use these stickers from this book that my daughter bought me years and years ago. It's funny, I'll use this book a lot and then I'll forget I have it because I end up putting it on the shelf and I don't think about it again. And I think I'm in a period of time where I'm using it a lot right now. And it was perfect for this to add those little mushrooms right there. So the interesting thing about this layout was I actually had finished it at one point what I thought was finished. And then within a couple days, I completely finished my journal collection and I had more scraps. So, with that in mind, I actually took those scraps and decided to even add a little bit of more journaling to this layout. So, actually, what you're seeing here is me finishing up the first part of this layout, and then it will be a totally different day and I end up adding even more things. It's just so funny the way that happens. So actually this particular video was filmed over probably about a week. So that's just kind of a funny behind the scenes moment. Now here I'm just using my pen to add some dots around the stickers just to make them pop a little bit more. I put it on a faster speed because it actually took me longer than I thought it would to do that. I kind of regretted doing it about halfway through. So now what you'll watch me do is add what I thought was the finishing touches to this layout. But like I said, I do end up coming back and adding a little bit more. So I am just adding some kind of just quick bullet point journaling here. And then I am going to use some fabric tack to add some moss right up to the corner. And the reason I'm doing that is because I actually add moss around the frames of the journals that I created. So it seemed like a cute little nod to the journal collection to have a little bit of moss up in the corner too. So that was the first time I thought I was done with my layout. And now here is day 2 of me deciding, oh, I have a few more scraps. I think it's important to add them. And it is. Look at how cute. The images I put into the frames of the journals, and I'm going to give you a better look at those completed journals as soon as I'm done here. I had these little tiny pieces left over, and I just look at how cute those little images are. I couldn't get rid of those. They were the perfect scraps to add to this page. So of course I saved a few of my favorites. The bigger ones I actually just put right back into my supplies, but some of these were teeny tiny. I didn't think I'd use them again, so I just cut them out and I put them right into my journal, and I actually think it ended up being the perfect little touch. And I just add a little bit of distress ink to this little moon, and I add him right onto the page. So now for a second time, my layout is complete, and this is the final time. But in typical Leah form, I still can't just leave well enough alone. I did decide to add a few stickers too. So I grabbed my Tim Holtz mini phrase sticker set, and I grabbed a few and stuck them all over the page, and I think it was exactly the final touch that this layout needed. I love those Tim Holtz mini phrases. I've had the same pad for, oh my gosh, probably 5 years. So it was perfect. I added just the right amount, and now I am happy, and it is for real done. Also, here is a look at my complete collection. There are 23 of these mushroom and butterfly journals. They are for anyone on the journal tiers. I have several over on Patreon. I'm so happy with how they came out. They are absolute works of the heart. I enjoyed every single minute of creating these journals, and I am so proud of them, and I'm so grateful to be able to show you them here on YouTube. I hope every one of my Patreon members who received one loved them as much as I do. I'm just so grateful to have been able to create them and show them all off to you here. So here is a look at my finished layout. I love it. I want to thank Francesca from Junk Journal Joy for allowing me to be a part of this collaboration. I feel honored and very chosen to have been a part of it. I loved every minute, and I absolutely am so grateful. So be sure to follow the other collaborators for the Junk Journal Joy Challenge of 2023. Thanks for watching and have a great day.